Is starting an online business worth it? There's three things you need to consider when you're thinking about making that choice. Number one, it's the power of ownership. Okay, and understanding what does that exactly mean. Then number two, it's understanding what's going to be the return on your time and what value is that going to produce with what it is that you're working towards. And the third one is what needs is it actually going to take from you in order to execute your big goal and vision of starting an online business. Plus, at the end of this video, if it makes sense, I'll show you how you can actually get started fast and for free. Hi, I'm Andy Griffith. I'm the co-founder of Movement Formula, your all-in-one business coaching system. When it comes to understanding whether it's worth it or not for you to start your own online business, the first thing you really need to consider is just the power of ownership. And what that means is, like, as an owner, no one can take that from you. It's your business, okay? So you own it, so you can do with it whatever it is that you want. You can also, with that kind of thinking in the ownership mindset, you can start to dictate what those terms are and choose who it is that you do want to work with and who you don't want to work with. Because let me tell you this, over the years of working in business, there's some people you realize you don't really want to work with them sometimes. And as an owner, you get to make those decisions and make those judgment calls. You literally have a full say on what it is that you will do and what you won't do. Now understand this, there's always going to be probably parts of a business that necessarily aren't the quote most exciting, but you can also say, you know what, that's just something we're not going to do anymore, or that's just something that we don't fulfill or serve. There's other people for that. That's not what we do, right? Because then you become a master of one instead of a jack of all trades, right? You can start to streamline what it is that you do, but more importantly, what it is that you don't do. I think sometimes people don't really talk about that as much. They get stuck in the zone of trying to please all instead of getting very narrow focused on what it is they will do. So thinking about ownership, does the idea of actually owning your own online business, is that kind of exciting to you when you think about, like, I can own my own business? Do you actually currently have your own online business? Let me know. I'd like to know in the comments whether is it exciting thinking about getting started, or if you actually have gotten started. Let us know down in the comments what it is that you do exactly, or you're looking to get started on doing perhaps. Now, the second thing what you need to do is really think about the return of your time investment and what kind of value, what does that mean to you? Because usually what happens, and you don't really see this online a whole lot, people are always like, hey, laptop lifestyle, right? But let's be real here. When you first get started building an online business, it's like, I like to joke, people quit their 9 to 5 to work 5 to 9, right? You're putting in usually more upfront work, time, energy, and effort, getting things going, getting momentum with little cash return. It's like the parody, if you think of like or parable, if you think about like rockets, majority of their energy is just getting off the ground into the atmosphere. When you're starting your business, you don't have your systems and process in place. You don't have assets in place. You maybe don't have all your courses and training material in place. There's a lot of logistical background that you're going to spend upfront energy and time creating. But on the back end, then those things are set up and you're in momentum. And momentum is a lot easier to steer than start. But so just understanding that is like your return on time investment. Are you willing to put forth upfront time, knowing on the back end, the potential there is you can actually create massive cash flow for yourself and a return with, then on the flip side, it's like a mirrored effect where you're not having to put as much work, but now you can have cash flow coming in on autopilot. Depending on how your business structure is set up, there's ways you can create digital assets that you can get paid for again over and over and over, but you don't have to necessarily recreate them. You're just giving people access to something that you've created. It's just that upfront work of creating the thing to give people access to, right? So that's the number two thing is to think about, is that initial upfront time investment. And what does that value mean? Are you willing to pay the price now? It's like going to the gym, pump the weights now. So, maybe I should go to the gym more, but pump the weights now so that a year from now, you're like, man, I'm looking pretty rock solid, right? You have to put in that time, energy, and effort. Because once those systems are in place, a lot of times an online business can actually run themselves. Okay, there's a lot of automation that you can set up, and you can, by working as an online business, you can work from just about anywhere. You do need an internet connection and minor equipment. I mean, your phone itself I mean, this is a production company with your phone. You've got your video camera here. You can edit video on here. You can do so many different things on your phone that we can never do before. So you can kind of choose and work when you're going to work, where you're going to work, how you're going to work. So does that idea, if you think about it, controlling when, where, and how, does that kind of draw you in a little bit? You're like, man, I'd like to have that power, but then you got to ask yourself, are you willing to put in the extra time and energy up front to create that outcome, right? To create that type of result for you? Let me know in the comments if that's something that, does the idea of like controlling those things of when, who, when you're going to work with, who you're going to work with, how you're going to work with them, does that like get you excited inside? But also, are you a person who's willing to know that, you pay up front? It's like an investment so that you can get a back end return on that time invested, right? Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on that. Then the third thing, what we need to do is actually come and figure out what needs is it actually going to take from us to make this thing happen, right? So it's not just an online business. What's the type of online business, and what are the needs that it's going to take from us to actually make it into fruition, right? Making that game plan of what's it going to require from us. Because honestly, there's a lot of different systems, a lot of different tools out there that you can choose from, but a pretty core functionality things that you're probably looking for is a funnel building software, or people call them websites and funnels. We have different videos on that kind of explains the differences. They're similar in nature, but how they function is different. It's almost like having an automatic car and a manual car. Yes, they both drive. How they drive is very different, but you need some sort of online funnel system in place for people to actually do commerce with you. And then depending on your business, some sort of booking calendar to book time, right? That can automate that process where you share a link, they book time with you. And then email marketing, pretty standard in business to be able to send automated follow-up messages to engage with your tribe, give them access to what it is that they've purchased from you. And then if you're selling some sort of digital content information, membership areas where you have all of that information housed and in place so they can log in when they want to, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It's an online area for your files, trainings, which could be videos, worksheets, downloadable guides, ebooks, for people to go and get access to those things for you. What often happens when people start either dabbling down the line of starting their own online business or thinking about it, and they start looking around, they realize they're using what I like to call digital duct tape. They're like digital duct taping everything together, trying to piece all these different tools. Because, and I was guilty of that my first few years in business, is I didn't realize the complexity of that, because now you're trying to get different tools to work together, but you're logged into different platforms, hoping it works, and if it doesn't, is it this one's fault or is that one? And maybe not quote at fault, but where's the issue, right? It's like, I don't care who's at fault, how do I make the things work, right? But with us at Movement Formula, we actually have an all-in-one business coaching system, and you can actually start for absolutely free today. And with that, you get the unlimited funnels, you get unlimited calendars, you get unlimited contacts, and you have a course membership area. You put unlimited course assets inside of there. And it also does include the email marketing and even text message marketing. We also are giving away free templates, so you don't have to start from zero. You can actually have a funnel design template where all you're doing is changing images, changing words, and then you have a funnel page up and running. Swipe files for the emails to go out, so that way you're, again, not writing from scratch. It gives you word prompts, so you know, like, okay, this is the welcome email. Okay, this is a follow-up to their purchase email, making sure they do at least one key thing if they do anything with what it is they bought from you. Those are little tidbits and tricks to add value to the purchase, because once the purchase is made, your job's just begun. It's about getting results from the purchase, not just the purchase. How do we get them to get results? Because that's how you build raving fans. That's how you build an echo of online social media credibility, where people rally behind you because of the results you've delivered in their lives. And so we give, we give all that away, so you don't have to start at zero, right? You can sign up for absolutely free at movementformula.com. Again, that's movementformula.com. So those are the three things to consider about whether or not to start your own online business. And so make sure real quick, if you got value from this video, do us a favor, drop a like, drop a comment saying what your biggest takeaway was, and also subscribe, because we have this video along with many others we've already put out, plus many others in the pipeline that are coming out each and every week. So make sure you take a moment to like the video. That lets us know that it delivered value to you. Comment what your biggest takeaway was, and subscribe to our channel so you won't miss any future videos that we release as they go public.